Uzbekistan, a Central Asian country with no access to the sea, surrounded by deserts and mountains, historically colonized, economically isolated, and strategically sidelined by the global powers. But now, this landlocked republic is making a bold move. By joining the BRICS New Development Bank, Uzbekistan is sending a clear message. It no longer wants to play by the rules of the Western-dominated economic order. Welcome back to Thinking Global Channel, where we uncover the deeper currents of global politics, economics, and resistance to empire. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that button and join our growing community. Let's begin with the obvious. Geography. Uzbekistan is one of only 2 countries in the world that is doubly landlocked. To reach international waters, it must cross at least 2 other countries. This kind of geographic isolation historically makes a country dependent on powerful neighbors and external trade frameworks, a perfect setup for economic coercion by global powers. In the imperial logic of the global economy, landlocked nations are often marginalized. The World Bank, IMF, and WTO have long treated these countries as peripheral zones to be integrated only on exploitative terms: low-value exports in, high-debt loans out. The BRICS New Development Bank was created in 2015 to break that cycle. Unlike the IMF or World Bank, which impose structural adjustment programs and political conditions on their loans, the NDB claims to offer development financing without strings attached. Its founding members, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, wanted to challenge the financial dominance of the global North. Over time, the NDB became a vehicle for South-South cooperation, prioritizing infrastructure, sustainability, and sovereignty. On June 9, 2025, Uzbek President Shavkat Mirziyoyev met with Dilma Rousseff, now president of the NDB and former president of Brazil. That meeting marked Uzbekistan's formal push to join the bank, with $5 billion in potential projects already on the table. Uzbekistan is not just applying for funding. It's aligning itself with a bloc that wants to undo decades of Western economic dominance. For decades, the West has used the IMF, World Bank, and WTO as tools of neo-colonial control. Through debt traps, forced privatizations, and deregulation, these institutions hollowed out state capacity in the global South, all in the name of market reform. And let's not forget Uzbekistan's long wait to join the WTO, still not a member after decades of negotiation. Why? Because these clubs serve the interests of the global North. They set the rules, and the rest of the world must obey or stay out. Uzbekistan's accession to the NDB is not happening in a vacuum. It's part of a broader pivot. In early 2025, the country joined the Eurasian Development Bank. It also became part of the BRICS Partnership Belt, a framework for integrating non-core members into BRICS operations. By aligning with regional institutions, Uzbekistan is reducing its dependence on Western capital and asserting a regional identity that is Eurasian, not Eurocentric. It's about rejecting dependency and building strategic autonomy. Uzbekistan isn't alone. Algeria officially joined the NDB in May 2025. Colombia is negotiating. These are not random additions. They are regional powerhouses. Algeria has the 3rd largest GDP in Africa and leads in territorial size. Colombia is 3rd in South America by GDP. The pattern is clear. The global South is aligning itself outside the Washington consensus. These countries want infrastructure, not austerity. They want sovereignty, not structural adjustment. And the BRICS NDB offers that, at least for now. For Washington and Brussels, this shift is deeply unsettling. Institutions like the NDB threaten their monopolies on development financing. The more countries that join BRICS, the less leverage the West has to enforce sanctions, control debt, and dictate trade terms. And let's be clear, this is not just economics, it's geopolitics. When countries turn to BRICS instead of the IMF, they are saying no to empire. They are resisting a system that has bled them dry for generations. For Uzbekistan, this new alignment brings opportunity and risk. Infrastructure financing, trade integration, and a regional leadership role in Central Asia are within reach, but it will require navigating the interests of Russia, China, India, and now the BRICS collective. The challenge will be ensuring that BRICS institutions do not replicate the same hierarchies as their Western counterparts. For now, the language is different. Cooperation, not control. But vigilance is key. Uzbekistan's move into the BRICS New Development Bank is not just a story of development. It's part of a global rebellion, a rebellion against empire, against exclusion, against a world order that privileges a few and punishes the rest. The battle for the 21st century is not between East and West. It's between imperialism and sovereignty, as always was. Between debt and development. Between control and cooperation. Uzbekistan has chosen its side. Will others follow? And don't forget, like the video and subscribe the channel to keep thinking the world how it really is.